All right. How's it going, everybody? Oh, jumped in a little too early. It's still getting crunchy. That's on me. Multitasking and all that. But, yeah, first day of August. First day of the last month of summer, as I like to call it. Sometimes I call it raw Aug, but that's just if I'm feeling a bit aggressive. Got a special guest with me today, chilling with me. He's been on the show before. I'd call him a friend of the show. More than that, he's an acquaintance of the show, if anything. But thanks for bearing with me with the technical difficulties off the bat. Took an extra hour to get started, but Chuck's Truck, you want to say hey to the eggheads?
What up, people? Gang.
Gang. Treyway! I am dying over those, like, Trippy Red and the 6ix9ine, Tekashi 6ix9ine voiceovers.
Oh, dude, those are so good. I fucking hate Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Oh, he's the worst. Like, I feel bad for him for getting, like, kidnapped and beat up and robbed for, like...
fuck that. I don't give a shit.
I mean, but you're on the corner of the street every week just throwing money, talking about how much your new necklace costs.
And how you can't touch me. You can't touch me.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
It's going to happen, man. You're going to get your comeuppance.
Yeah, Tom Segura on Howard said it the best, where he says, I'm not trying to say fuck that guy, but fuck that guy.
Yeah. Pretty spot on. So we're talking comedians today. I mean, that's as good a segue as any, is talking about Tom Segura.
For sure, man. Yeah, definitely.
Because he's what people call a comedian. A modern day...
Is that what they call him?
Yeah, a modern day jester.
Yeah.
I think if he had to say what his career was at this point in time, it would be...
Podcaster.
Yeah. Yeah, that guy's not putting out specials. We can't call him a comedian.
No, he's only like one of the best. He's like one of the higher paid comedians on Netflix right now. He's not a comedian.
I believe it. Well, I mean,
he's no Seinfeld, but
they're paying like 90 comedians this year for specials. So some of them are going to have to get paid a little less.
They're getting their money though. Like it's like the thing to watch on Netflix now. It's like
absolutely
their new thing. Like they're almost like abandoning like scripted shows for stand up.
And I'm a comic fan for sure. We both are. It's tough to watch all of them.
Oh,
There's
yeah, I don't know.
Many.
I don't know most of them
at
this point. I'm like, I've never heard of this person, and like, it's hard for me sometimes to go in blindly to listen to stuff
Absolutely.
Like that. Goodness me, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Pardon
to us all.
Pardon my French. That's French for fuck you, Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Yeah, got him.
Got him. No, but yeah, sometimes it's hard for me. Like without a recommendation, I'm just like, I'm not. Like, there's just so much to watch. I'd rather just rewatch, like, Patton Oswalt for, like, the 10th time.
Absolutely. Or, like, for me, it's the Rory Scovel.
Yeah, he's good,
too. Try to stand up for the first time. Mm-hmm. And I'll say it. I've said it in probably 5 episodes already. The guy's my favorite comic. I think he is the future of comedy.
Yeah, for sure. He definitely is.
You know, I don't think anyone will ever come out against him in a negative way like they have with CK. And he's still putting out material.
Or Hardwick.
Yeah. Congrats on getting your show back.
Yeah, but you kind of fuck you for abusing your girlfriend.
Yeah. So
allegedly, I'll throw that out there, but
yeah, I don't want to slander someone like Hardwick because, you know, hey, Nerdist, if you want me to be on your podcast network, I would love to.
Right?
You can have me.
Yeah, they have Pete Holmes, and he's pretty squeaky clean because he's a silly fun boy.
He is one of the cleanest.
Yeah.
And like, I love Pete Holmes.
Yeah,
he's kind of annoying. His laugh, like, I mean, he's an optimistic Mark Maron,
yeah,
if you will. Yeah, his show Crashing is a show about being a stand-up comedian. Mm-hmm. It's awesome, and it sounds like it's pretty close to what his real life was like.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're just gonna talk about comics throughout, but one guy that really impressed me when I was in Los Angeles in February, we went and saw Judd Apatow and Friends.
Sure.
And this dude, Ian Edwards, comic, got up, and he was super funny.
Okay.
Have you heard him?
I haven't, no.
Okay, so I don't know much about him, but he writes for Crashing.
Oh,
and like I was just one of the few names I remember from that night and being like blown away at how funny he was overall.
Yeah, for sure.
So if you're near a computer, check out Ian Edwards.
Yeah, pause the podcast and you'll wait for the podcast to be over. And watch Ian Edwards.
Yeah. You know.
Either way.
Pause the podcast, go watch it, start the podcast over. I'm just looking for those play counts. I don't really care.
You've already hit play, so that counts as the play count.
Yeah. You don't actually have to listen to the rest of it. Just hit play. you know, and rate me 5 stars
Yeah.
or 1.
Follow. That's like the big thing now on SoundCloud. They want followers and like likes, not just plays.
Okay, yeah. So on SoundCloud, if you're listening, whatever platform you're listening to this on,
Give it a like, 5
subscribe,
stars. Yeah.
you know, leave a comment. Tell me something negative. You know, I'm going to read it on air. Write a haiku. It doesn't matter.
If you give him 5 stars, he'll send you a sticker.
Yeah, I'll send you a sticker solely on the purpose that I'm trying to get rid of them.
If you give him 1 star, you get 5 stickers.
And if you give
Every
me
day
5
until he
stars,
dies.
you get the rest of the 250 that I'm trying to give away super hard. So that night we got to see comedy, the Judd Apatow and friends at the legendary Comedy Store, which was amazing.
That sounds awesome. I really want to go there. I would love to perform there.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's a place that this was my 3rd trip to LA, and it was the first time I got to actually see comedy.
Sure.
And it was such a stacked lineup.
It always is, which is the crazy part from what I can help.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, the comedy, it's like always, oof.
The technical difficulties are still amongst us, but
Damn demons in this fucking house.
Please,
Your landlord's ghosts are haunting the place.
My landlord's grandma died not 20 yards from where we are right now.
It's tight.
I'm so stoked about it. People are like, "Yeah, that's kind of weird." And I'm like, "That's not that weird." But she is haunting the mics.
Apparently.
I don't know.
So
it's
anyway,
fun to think about a haunted grandma as I
Yeah.
fall asleep at night, sleeping on the couch.
it's a nice bed. I'm sitting on it right now. It's pretty nice.
Like if I had a bedroom,
Does your head go where I'm sitting? Because I'm sweating it up.
Yeah.
It's gonna smell funky.
You've driven a
when
couple
I'm done.
farts into there, so I'll probably wake up with pink eye, but it's whatever. I'll get to call into sick work.
Not just farts, wet farts.
It's just a little like banana shaped stain when
Perfect.
you leave.
That's how I roll.
Uh,
That's how I know I was here.
absolutely. Just little banana shaped stains.
But yeah, it's like New York and LA are just the best parts because when I was in New York in December, I saw SNL's Chris Red.
Sure. Yeah.
And
Where
he
was that at? What was the venue?
UCB.
Okay, tight.
I went to one of their locations. I think it was the first UCB in New York.
Yeah. And was he doing stand up?
Yeah, he did stand up.
Okay.
He had like 4 or 5 people before him, and he was like the headliner.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. Then I went to another one that a friend of mine, Ben, was performing at. That's and I got to do an open mic after that.
Does he have a last name? Should we shout him out, or is he not?
Yeah,
that
dude. Shout out
good
to my pseudo friend. I don't know how friendly we are. We talk. No,
yet?
we
Yeah, he's
met
a
up in
friend
New
of the
York.
show.
Yeah.
I'll call it that.
Ben Katzner with a K,
Okay.
the whitest black name you'll ever hear.
Yeah. I'm sure there's others, but I don't want to go out on a limb and try to say any and
It's
just
up
come
there.
across as
Yeah,
a real dummy.
I can say that it's in his bits. He's fine.
Okay. Yeah.
He's like, you wouldn't like. I'm not the person that I look like when you hear my name.
Yeah.
He was just in town actually 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Should have had him on the podcast.
Yeah, man. I wanted to have him on the talk show, but I'm not up and running yet.
No.
But he did a 45
We'll get
minute
there
set.
with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he did a 45-minute set, and that was really good.
Was it at like Acme or something? One of the like a comedy club?
It's at the Comedy Corner.
Okay, sweet.
Mhm.
Comedy Corner Underground.
Yeah, the premier open mic night in Minneapolis.
Do you know why it's so premier?
I don't know if it was the first, but definitely just got like super popular.
Yeah.
And it kind of maintained as like being a really good spot for people to go watch comedy for free because their open nights are free to attend.
Yeah.
So it's like one of the few that really has a lot, like a broad non-comic audience all the time.
Which
so it's super sought after, obviously.
is the worst part about open mic nights in my one experience of trying to do stand up.
Oh, it's mostly comics a lot of the time. It's hard to make other comics really laugh.
Yeah.
So it's hard to like gauge
Well,
what's actually funny.
They're either focused on their own jokes or they're like trying to make sure they're not laughing because like, you know, they don't want to give you all that credit if you're not going to return it.
It can also warp your set though too, because like you're trying to make them laugh, and like you almost like throw like inside jokes within the industry because you just want to
Absolutely.
laugh because like, you don't want to not have a laugh.
Like Birbiglia's special, Thank God for Jokes, is
Yeah.
a comedian's perfect special, but it's also dumb enough for
Yeah,
your regular civilian to enjoy.
that's a really good one. I like that one a lot. He's really funny.
He's I think one of the greatest comics living. I think his 3 specials are perfect start to finish. The movies that he's come out with are excellent.
Yeah, I was confusing with that other guy, the one who was in Cock Blockers and Neighbors. You know which one I'm talking about?
No.
Forgot his name. I'll look it up.
Neighbors with Zac Efron and.
Yeah, Seth Green.
Okay, are you talking about the older? Like he was Seth Green's friend.
Yeah, Seth
Okay,
Rogen's friend.
Ike Barinholtz.
Yeah, Ike Barinholtz. I always
Yeah.
confuse those two, like visually a lot. Like,
Sure.
especially in trailers because they never have like a big role.
No. They're neither of them are leading men.
Yeah,
by any.
I first found out about Mike Birbiglia was actually from Fault in Our Stars
Sure.
when he played
Yeah.
the Jesus guy who lost his balls and played Mario Kart in his parents' basement.
I haven't seen that, nor have I read the book.
Oh yeah,
But-
he heads like a support group for kids with cancer because he had ball cancer and in like the literal heart of Christ, like in the church basement.
Mike, what are you doing? Yeah.
Just living his life, man. Living his best life.
Come on
Helping
with Sleepwalk with Me too. Like I loved that movie.
Yeah. What would you say is like are the big powerhouses of comedy right now then?
Oh, powerhouse. Mulaney.
Mulaney for sure. Just
Segura, as you said.
Mm-hmm.
I truly believe Rory Scovel is gonna be one of them.
He's definitely on his way up for
but
sure.
he's kind of doing it on his own terms.
Yeah, which is not how a lot of people want you to do it.
No. I think
It's easier to do that nowadays, but
like Jack White produced his first album.
yeah.
Pretty weird come up. I feel like Gaffigan's still gonna sell out every show he does. Same
He
with
went
Patton.
like a weird route. He didn't. His most recent special is not on Netflix. He went like an independent route.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
He
I
talks
was
about
gonna
like I think his wife's cancer. I think was like his big hook. I don't know anything about
Sounds
it.
funny.
Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about it yet, but I just know that it was a big deal that he wasn't on there.
Yeah.
On Netflix. Like he like.
Well, he did
they
like
made the
5
fucking
5
news.
years on there.
Yeah, Cinco or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. I saw him record one of his stand-ups. I
Yeah.
don't know. It might have been Cinco. It might have been the one before that.
Sure.
Something pale.
I'll be on the bail.
Pale something.
Yeah, right.
They all kind of sound the same.
Yeah. Does the same sort of bits most of the time.
Yeah. Bill Burr is
Bill
definitely
Burr's a
on that
huge
list.
powerhouse for sure.
I don't
I'd say, I mean, Chappelle.
Sure.
You gotta mention
Yeah,
Chappelle.
yeah.
He's like the big. I think he's the most superstar comedian right now.
Yeah. I didn't really care for his specials.
I think
You
his return to form was great. His next
Sure.
one was fine.
Well, and I didn't grow up on Chappelle.
Sure.
I
right.
got into Chappelle when I was like 18 or 19.
Me too.
'cause-
I didn't grow up on the Chappelle show either. I didn't really watch it. I didn't really care for it, I guess, at the time, and I didn't watch How High. Or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. Like those weren't movies that I watched.
Yeah, Half Baked. That was it.
Yeah.
But I never really watched those, and then it's like I watched this one because like I knew it was a big deal, especially with the dollars that he was getting.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
I think he had like 20 million special or something like that. Which
And
is
he,
like,
and he did too, right?
yeah, he's done
Yeah.
4. He released 4.
Oh,
two,
okay.
two at once.
Yeah.
And the second half of the second one was like very stripped down, like him like just trying out material, almost just riffing the whole time
Yeah.
with a not prepared, which is it was super weird to see a comic on that level and still be able to get laughs.
Was that the one where he was like ripping the vape pen the whole time and definitely seemed to be way too stoned for his own good?
I mean, that's how he is most of the time. But yeah.
Okay. Like I'm all for
Yeah.
watching inebriated comics. Like Getting Dug with High is a very fun.
Yeah. He's got a special coming out too, I think.
I don't know if he does specials,
I heard he recorded a special.
but he's never stopped putting out albums.
Yeah.
Which I think is really impressive. I'm gonna try and get Doug on the podcast.
Yeah. Hit him up.
I think he might do it.
I think you can.
But oh man, somebody's horn is going off outside
Rob?
the studio.
Who's robbing? Who robs in these neighborhoods?
Yeah.
In these good Christian suburbs.
It's I hope it's not mine.
It's definitely not mine. Mine's too shitty to have that happen.
Nope, not mine. I had to set off my own to make sure it wasn't my own. Sorry for that weird delay in the comedic content or whatever. Comedy about comedy.
Yeah,
Or
really.
whatever.
Overall, what's in? I mean, Jerry Seinfeld's somehow still in the game.
Yeah.
He's like rock. Kevin Hart, I guess.
Oh yeah.
He's like rock star status though.
Schumer.
Yeah. Were you listening to Tom Segura's podcast when he had Nikki Glazer on last week?
No.
Or 2 weeks ago? They're talking about a comedian that they worked with in 2007. It was like Michael McIntyre, and he's from like Great Britain. And he was selling he sold out like the O2 Arena like 5 nights in a row.
What? I
Which
don't.
is like
I don't know that.
Which is like a 20,000 seat stadium. And like
Yeah.
no, he in 2012 he's like the richest comedian out there, beating Seinfeld. And like I was like, I don't know who the fuck this dude is.
Yeah.
Like
is
how
he
does
like
that
big
happen?
in the UK or is he big
He
over
must
here?
be. He had. I don't think he's big over here. He's huge in the UK.
Man. But with all those comedians we just named, the powerhouses, I have no interest in other than Patton.
I love Patton Oswalt.
I have no interest in seeing their new specials. And like, if Patton's wife didn't die a year and a half ago,
Yeah.
and he was on the same trajectory that he was before that, I'd probably be burnt out on him too. But like, he had some tragedy happen and like,
Yeah.
changed a lot about him. And
I mean, he somehow found a way to make it funny.
yeah,
After like watching his special and then also watching John Mulaney's specials, it's like at a certain point, Anthony Jeselnik are like, I'll say the big three examples to prove that anything can be funny.
yeah.
Like without being like, I mean, like obviously like he's like Jeselnik goes for pretty shock humor, but it's never like fully offensive, I'll say.
Well, and he touches on everything possible. He doesn't just make fun of one type of person or one anything. Mm-hmm. And I respect the heck out of that, you know?
So, did you see there's some people were trying to go after him after the James Gunn scandal?
Yeah.
The same people were like, oh, he's just, I could forgive him if it was just one time, but he tweets like this all the time. And he's like, yeah, no fucking shit. That's what I do.
Yeah, no, he built a career on it. The Jeselnik Offensive was a show where he did that exact thing.
Right. He pissed off an entire country because of shark attacks.
He's super funny. He's got this crazy cold delivery, and he knows he's funny.
Yep.
Have you listened to him on podcasts too?
He's super good, yeah.
He's the nicest guy unless he wants to roast you.
Yeah.
And it's very funny to hear him go from like roasting right off the bat to being a genuine interview and then roasting at your outro. Mm-hmm. But like, he came out with a special a couple years ago, and I think he was one of the main proponents behind making fun of the phrase "thoughts and prayers."
Yeah, the whole special is called Thoughts and Prayers.
Yeah. Like right after, the last shooting or whatever.
Yeah, all of them.
But who are some people that you're just finding out about that, we could call them up and coming?
Yeah.
But I think that's
So I just found out about Theo Vaughn.
who I have just gotten into over the past. Like, I've always known who he was and what he looked like.
I didn't. That was the thing.
And what he looked like was a huge turnoff. I was
Yeah,
like,
for
I
sure.
do not care about what this goofy mulleted crappy
Yeah, his
goatee,
mullet
dude.
now, dude. Like, oh my god,
It's awesome.
Because on his Netflix special, he just got like a little faux hawk.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh fuck, this fucking mohawk. Oh my god.
But no, he is super funny. Has a good podcast. This last week tonight, last week.
Last weekend or whatever.
Yeah, last weekend today. I don't know. It's good.
Yeah, it's really
And
cool.
like, he runs with like Dalia. It sounds more Comedy Store guys.
Yep, he hangs with DeLeo. I guess Bert Kreischer's starting to hang out at the store more often. He said.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think it's the place to be if you're a comic in Los Angeles.
Yeah, it's like what the Comedy Store and something else. What's the one with the yellow
Laugh
symbol?
Factory.
Laugh Factory. Yeah.
That's a block and a half away.
Yeah. Those
And
are like the
then-
big two, and there's the third one.
Like, yeah, if you get featured at a Largo show, from what I understand, that seems to be a pretty big deal.
Largo is good for podcasts and live shows for podcasts.
Absolutely.
That's what they all do. They all go to Largo.
But yeah, like Judd started out starting his stand-up, he would do a month at Largo for like a year.
Yeah.
Or a night a month.
Oh, right
And he
on.
would just kind of like hone his craft there and feature his guests. And
Yeah.
like Lauren Lapkus, who's one of my and
She's one of the better podcasters out there for sure.
yeah, like especially when she's a guest, like,
Yeah.
and she's always a guest on her own.
Always a
With
treat.
special guest Lauren Lapkus,
Yeah.
and it's very funny. She's great. I don't care for Freedom, the podcast with
I haven't listened to it yet.
Scott Aukerman, Paul F. Tompkins, and her.
Is it because Scott Aukerman's not doing like a character or a bit?
Well, none of them are doing characters, so
Yeah.
it's very annoying because Scott. I've grown to love Scott through listening to like 700 hours of Comedy Bang Bang.
Right.
Turns out he's a different guy.
Which is just weird. Yeah. It's
like
super insane to have.
He's normal. He's not extremely, I don't know, calling out people in their stories.
Yeah.
And like Paul F., like, who wants to hear that guy talk normally?
I love his stand-up specials. I think they're so great.
No,
Like,
he's
so funny.
He's unbelievably funny. He's also the most talented, like, improvisational featured character guest that I've ever had the pleasure of listening to.
Yeah, he does some really good stuff. I wish he would do actual Netflix specials. Like, I don't know why they haven't hit him up yet.
Yeah. I mean, he records like 4 podcasts a week. He's got to be pretty busy.
Yeah.
And I honestly don't know what he's doing with stand-up anymore, if he's still doing.
I wish he would do more stand up because he's just so funny. He always had like he'd go like the full suit and like would like take it very seriously and like he doesn't use a mic, he uses the lapel mic and like, talks with his hands. Very British of him, I guess.
Absolutely. There's that other British comic. He's got a special on Netflix right now. I don't know his name, and I won't watch the special because it's got a picture of him with like a headpiece.
He has like the Broadway mic.
Yeah,
Jimmy Carr.
Jimmy Carr. Yeah, absolutely. And it's
He
like
has the most fucking stupid laugh. It's like.
Is it dumber than this?
No, it's literally just like. Oh, it's so out of control. I don't know how people put up with that shit.
TJ Miller has a bit, and I've talked about this in the podcast before, but like if anybody ever makes fun of your laugh.
Yeah. You know the thing you do when you're uncontrollably happy?
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah, and we saw TJ Miller separately
he did that
together.
joke.
And he did that joke, which it's a great joke.
Yeah, but I'm paying $45 to see your ass try new material, and you're playing the greatest hits.
Yeah, he's doing his special
doing a riff about lids at the Mall of America for fucking 45 minutes and making fun of a guy who looks like Coolio.
I'm done with it. It's getting so hard to defend TJ Miller, and like that was like the final straw for me.
Really wasn't the fucking fake bomb threat because he was plastered on a train.
I mean, I don't care about that. I don't think it's a good way to live your life, but at the same time, it's pretty funny.
He was just in the news for some. Oh, it was that comedian that was on Silicon Valley, who played the female coder, whatever she was. You know, you remember that?
Sure. Yeah.
She's like, oh, you guys gonna do like a fucking Gasworks, and like you have to pay me $50,000 to be quiet.
Yeah.
She basically came out and said like, oh, everyone there kind of fucking sucks because like TJ Miller was a huge fucking asshole, and everyone just like lets it happen, kind of like Jeffrey Tambor status.
Yeah.
And so like Silicon Valley kind of got under fire for that, but then they're like, yeah, he sucked, but like he's gone now, so what are you gonna do?
Yeah, and I mean, like I'm sure Thomas Middleditch is not a high maintenance kind of guy.
No,
but I could also see him being a high maintenance kind of guy.
I think they're all fine. Like they're all just kind of like dicks in general.
Yeah.
Like Martin Starr's not exactly like a super great guy. I'm sure
He's got to be if he's been as famous. Well, he's not super famous.
They're
but
all just like they're all just like they're best friends at this point. Like they get along super well, and so like there's like
and they were before it started too. It just something happened with TJ along the way, and
so I mean it's just like I mean, I feel like from her perspective, it was very like a very boys club. Like they're all hanging out, like very tight knit. You can't get in, which makes sense. I don't.
I mean, that's kind of what comedy is, in a sense.
Yeah, for
less
sure.
now than it was 10 years ago, but still. And that's kind of how Silicon Valley is, from what I understand.
Yeah, 1,000%.
Yeah, and it's tough to complain.
Yeah.
About those kind of things when you're a white guy.
Yeah,
it never affects you.
Well, and like also it's just like at a certain point, like it's become now like with. Like, if someone comes, like, they're fucking huge assholes and they all suck, like, all right, well, at a certain point, like, who cares? But also, it's like, why, what are you gonna, like, what can we do? Like, can someone speak out about it? Or, like, and not come just fucking whiny because maybe they just didn't get the deal they wanted or something like that? Like, it comes off super bitter, even if, like, that's not their intention. They're just trying to, like, expose these people as being pieces of shit.
Oh, like, you were 12th on the call sheet for 5 episodes, and now Now you have some say in who was acting like an asshole on set.
Now you're talking shit. Yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, I'm all for hearing those stories. I don't want to support anybody who's an asshole. And like, up until seeing TJ Miller live, I truly believed he was one of those comics who would never do the same show twice.
I thought so too.
Even like 8 or 10 days before we saw him, he was talking about doing he added a second set at one of the venues. Yeah. And he was going to do a fully improvisational set. Yeah. I guarantee he was just riffing about lids. Like at a certain point, it's like, dude, you're not improvising. You're just beating a dead horse. I
mean, like he was super funny and he's super crazy and stuff like that, but I feel like his life is normalized.
Yeah.
Because of his fame. And so like his life just isn't that crazy or fun anymore.
No. Seeing him on talk shows 8 years ago.
Isn't as fun. Yeah.
Like him, putting his foot in a bucket of water and spilling water all over himself and just being overall crazy was awesome.
Yeah.
But now when you've got a platform that's so huge, it's like...
Yeah, like we like a talk show like promoting his rap album that came out 10 years before and like wouldn't let the interviewer talk.
Hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's like, grow up a little bit or focus more on if what you're gonna do is always for the sake of a joke,
Yeah.
make sure it's funny.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like he'll post on Instagram all the time of him wearing his pants backwards.
Yeah.
And that makes me laugh. It's hilarious.
It's
if I saw
super funny,
TJ
yeah.
Miller walking around with his pants on, anybody. Like my coworker's pants were on inside out last week, and I was just like,
I saw him.
she wears a size 2.
Right, like 3 days after the show that we saw of TJ Miller, like he posted like a picture of like the lids at Mall of America.
Yeah.
He's like, I love you, Minnesota, but I need to get out of this mall.
It's like you could have left,
I don't know if he could have. Maybe he just didn't have the time, or like just like,
or he was still under fire for
yeah.
Homeland Security.
yeah,
so
didn't have a means to like get an Uber out of there. Like,
Yeah.
just not enough time, or not worth it. Like, 'cause, like at a certain point, like in the Mall of America, like you don't need to leave, especially if you're staying at the Radisson. Like I'm sure he was. Like when
Yeah.
they had the Super Bowl here, they had like like one of the team players was like just like they were at that Radisson, and they just fucking hung out there, and then they practiced. Like that's all they did because they didn't need to go anywhere else.
I would hate that because I mean I hate late stage capitalism, and I don't like malls. I don't like places with a lot of people in them. So the
That's
world's
fair.
largest mall is just
I like Mall of America. It's overall pretty nice. It's good. I like to walk around, just like check out the shit, buy some stuff.
I also haven't been since I was in like 8th grade, so the appeal of Hooters is
Yeah,
it's less appealing, and that was what we would do if we went to the Mall of America.
Sure.
If I went with my friend's parents, not if I went with my own parents. We were not going to Hooters.
You were going to the church in there.
We were gonna go to church, and then we were gonna go look for a prom dress for my sister, because I feel like every time we were in the cities, I was there for a sport. She was there because she had to watch. And so I was like, we're going to go to the mall and we're going to find you a dress. And
Oh,
it's
how
like,
fun.
I'm going to go find a fish store and drown myself because this is awful.
Yeah, I'm going to swim with the sharks underground over there. BRB.
Do people ever tell you that your sense of humor is too dark and they don't like hearing you talk about dying?
I didn't hear that for a while. Like some people brought it up, and I was like, I don't give a shit. And then
Yeah.
like after my friend committed suicide a year ago, it's I have to tread a lot lighter because it makes people legitimately concerned at this point.
Yeah.
So no, but yeah, so it used to be fine, but now it's like no, don't do that. It seems to be in bad taste, which I agree with most of the time.
Generally.
Doesn't stop me
Yeah.
from saving that meme on my phone. We'll lock that load in later.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just another suggestion people give me for the podcast. It's like, maybe you should stop talking about that so much. And it's like, all right, I'll put it with the list of other things I'm going to take into account from you.
Dark humor's like food. Not everyone gets it.
No, yeah. Especially in countries where you don't have food, it's probably harder to laugh at things like that.
Yeah. Or not. Who knows? Maybe they laugh at that kind of stuff. Like, we are starving. Classic. I can see my ribs.
Who's a comic right now that's like just starving for attention, you think? Like somebody that just needs it.
Man. Louis C.K.
yeah. I mean, he's gonna eat fine for the rest of his life.
Oh, he's gonna spring back for sure. I heard, who was it? What's his name? Ari Shankar?
Shafir?
Shafir, yeah, Ari
Sure.
Shafir. He was talking on some podcast, and he was like fucking bitching about like Tig Notaro was like, I'm glad my show got canceled because like CK was producing it.
Yeah.
He's like, get the fuck out of here! Like you knew what we fucking knew. We all thought it was fucking hilarious that he was beating off in front of these girls.
Yeah.
Like, you fucking thought that was funny too, but now that's in the limelight. Like, oh, I'm glad. Like you could have walked away.
Was her show One Mississippi?
Yeah, on Amazon, or whatever.
Yeah,
It's produced
yeah.
by CK.
I didn't know he produced that.
Yeah,
It's
he
pretty good.
produced
She's
it.
funny.
Yeah, she's
very
funny.
Dry, very
Yeah.
slow.
Like I'm fine. Like I like her humor. I think she's super great. But like it's like she's like, yeah, I'm glad my show got canceled because I didn't want to like give CK any more money. It's like, I'm sure she knew. Everyone all the comics knew.
Oh yeah, I mean
It was
everybody
a
should have
running
known.
joke.
Yeah,
It was a running joke among them of like how like he would like treat these women, and like they all thought it was fucking. They thought it was like a weird fucking fetish he had, and they were just kink shaming the shit out of him.
and I mean you shouldn't kink shame. You also probably shouldn't jerk off in front of people that you have more power over.
Exactly.
But at the same time, there are, and this is why we call it the deviled advocate, because I'm about to speak out of turn. There's so many terrible things he could have done, and other people have done in his same position.
Yep.
Other than asking someone to jerk off in front of them and doing it when they said yes. It's a gross abuse of power.
Yeah.
In both the fact that it is gross and like
Yeah.
the other.
Yeah, I think like at a certain like And he claims to not know of like the power that he had.
Yeah.
Which makes sense because like if you just like especially with like comedians, the imposter syndrome is very, 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 very high.
It never goes away. Yeah.
Yeah, like it never goes away for most people, but like it's very especially with comics that like start doing TV and stuff like that, or like are on talk shows and doing specials. Like I'm sure I can't imagine. I haven't done that because I'm not that funny.
You're pretty funny.
I'm up there.
Yeah. No, I'd go Patton, CK, CS. That's you, Chuck Strug. And then
Tom Segura.
Tom Segura, yeah.
Fucking DJ Dadmouth. No, but like I just like I can see why he might not conceive himself as having power.
Sure.
Because he just doesn't view himself as a powerful person. Whereas like Harvey Weinstein like definitely knew who he was and what he could or couldn't do.
Third most thanked person in the Oscars of all time. Right below God and Spielberg.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
That is
like,
crazy.
There's a reason he had the power he did.
Oh yeah, for
he,
sure.
he was a hit maker. He smelled scripts. He made a cameo in Entourage.
Was that actually Harvey? I thought it was someone playing Harvey.
I don't think it was actually Harvey. I can't imagine he
I think it was a parody version of himself. Yeah.
I can't imagine he would have played himself.
Someone actor. But what's another stand? Kevin Smith's stand-up special, Silent but Deadly.
Yeah,
That was way better than I thought it was going to be.
is that's the new one?
This is one, yeah. And it's like a full-on like actual stand-up special.
Yeah,
Doesn't do questions or answers and like that. Does just an hour.
just talks.
Very story time comic, obviously. It's Kevin Smith.
Right.
But I can kind of like I didn't know he was working on doing that, but like from watching his podcast and stuff like that throughout the like say year and a half, 2 years beforehand, he seemed to definitely really be trying to do that with his jokes and trying to like go from like a little bit more of the quick one-liners than
Sure.
with the big payoff. But so he definitely does that, and I laughed pretty damn hard.
We when I was in LA and we were at the Comedy Store the night before, we contemplated getting tickets to Kevin's second taping.
Oh yeah,
his second show that night.
Yeah, I texted you that he was doing that taping, right? Didn't I?
Yeah, because we could have watched it and then gotten to the airport with like an hour to spare.
Sure.
But turns out we would have just
Missed Kevin.
Yeah,
he almost fucking died.
had a heart attack after the first one.
Yeah.
Very happy he's alive.
Yeah, doing great now.
Still hoping Mallrats 2 comes out, Kev. Baby.
He talked about that one.
No, it's
Yeah.
not getting made.
Just because the company owns it or whatever.
I think the Weinsteins own it.
No, Universal.
Is it Universal?
Yeah,
okay.
that's right. So they won't do
And
it.
they just don't have any interest in selling
Yeah.
it back, or
Yeah, exactly. That's why he's going to do Jay and Silent Bob reboot.
yeah.
So he owns them.
Which I'm also super excited about.
Oh yeah.
Would love to see that Clerks 3.
Yeah, he's definitely having a bit of a renaissance right now.
Absolutely. He just had a TV show come out.
Yeah,
on,
Hollywood.
Is that what it's
funny.
called?
Yeah,
I
like
haven't
that.
watched it at all yet.
He just shot the pilot, and I think he funded it himself.
I believe so, and it's on some weird internet channel like Rivet.
It's like it's also on YouTube, like officially.
Oh, really?
Just for hype,
Yeah. Check it out. I'll watch that tonight probably.
because people like can like pledge like, oh yeah, like I'll buy these TV shows, like these episodes in advance, like 6
Yeah.
episodes at $5 a piece, $10, like pay what you want, kind of like Bandcamp.
Okay, cool. That's a fun way to fund it.
So like in that way, if it gets made, like you paid this $120, so like, you don't make that happen. So it's like a rolling Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Which is
Very
kinda
cool.
Yeah.
I'd rather see it all come out. But when I heard he was doing a special, I was worried that it was just going to be another evening with.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Because that's cool.
Yeah.
And I've seen it live twice. I've watched everyone that's been produced.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to hear the guy talk about superheroes anymore.
Yeah, he doesn't really he talks about working on the Flash and stuff like that, like,
Yeah.
but mostly it's just a segue for how much he was buying A&W for the crew.
Dude, and he talked about that when I saw him at the last
Yeah.
evening with, and it was hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what's it like directing a superhero TV show? Well,
Yeah.
I bought a lot of donuts.
Yeah.
You know, you said he bought like 1,000 Tim Hortons bits.
Yeah, he just bought food for everyone because like TV is such a well-oiled machine. Like you almost don't need to be there for a lot of it.
Yeah, especially one that's so locked in like a superhero show.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not a lot of improv.
Yeah, you
not a
have
lot
5
of-
days to shoot 45 minutes, man. It's not a lot of wiggle room.
No. That's a very good point.
Especially with like TV, like the writers control television for sure.
Absolutely,
So-
as they should. They should control everything.
Well, I mean, they're barely even people.
I like that. I've got, let's say a cool million people out there who are like, Sam, love your writing.
Yeah.
Do more of it. We want to read all the writing you do. And it's like, I got this piece I love. I'm shooting this weekend. Do you want to shoot it? And they're like, oh yeah, here's my rate.
Yeah, right.
Like, oh, okay. So all this time you wanted me to write stuff for you to either use for free.
Yeah.
Or like the minute I want to actually try directing a piece, I have to pay your minimum.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
It's
I want to pay
challenging,
people, but I also want people that want my content to be,
Yeah.
like I'm consulting on 3 scripts right now.
Yeah,
3
it's a
feature
lot, man.
lengths.
You guys are like going hard.
I'm not getting paid for any of these scripts.
Yeah.
Unless they end up getting made, and it's like I still haven't signed a contract for that, so
Right.
not gonna work on either of
man.
those.
Screenshots save lives.
Yeah. But I'm also putting in minimal effort to those because I got more stuff going on.
Yeah. But let's see here. Comedy wise, you want to branch out from let's talk about like comedy shows.
Well,
we tried to dabble on that.
Yeah. I like them. I think any
Sure.
show that makes me laugh is worth watching, which is
Yeah.
how I made it 5 seasons through Nashville.
Fair enough.
The minute I stopped laughing at that was the minute that show lost
Fair enough.
any appeal, and I shouldn't have been laughing through
Yeah.
it, but that's probably something that's wrong with my brain.
Yeah. Do you kind of miss the days of like '90s and like early 2000s like comedians getting like sitcoms? It's kind of died off, hasn't it?
I do and I don't. I mean, look at any sitcom.
Did Mulaney kill it for you?
No,
Okay.
I really wanted to like Mulaney.
Everyone wanted like.
And if they
Mulaney.
would have filmed it in its single cam version, and if they wouldn't have based every episode on one of his jokes
Yeah.
from his special.
I mean, that's kind of how Seinfeld was, from what I understand.
Yeah.
But it was a little bit, but no one quite knew what Seinfeld was. So
Well,
it's like,
yes. I mean, I really wanted to like Seinfeld too. It just didn't work out. But I mean, like Ron Funches has been in
Yeah.
4 TV shows.
Yeah, he's busy. I didn't even know who I've never heard any of his stand up,
Yeah.
but I just know he's busy and he's funny.
He's hilarious. Chris D'Elia was in.
He was on Whitney, and then he had his own
Undateable.
show, then which they made it a live show for a while there.
Yeah, and that show was like so bad it's good. And when
Yeah.
it turned live, it was because that show is all comedians.
Yeah, 1000%.
Ron Funches is on that one too.
Hey,
Like
we
there
went
was-
there.
there was one like season break where Funches lost like 120 pounds
I heard about
between like season 2 and season 3.
that. I saw him tweet something recently where it was like, I have every right to fat shame every person I see on the street because
Yeah.
I did not lose 150 pounds to be judged by your ass.
No, absolutely. he for sure does. And Brett Morin was in that one.
Yeah,
He's pretty funny. But they would, when it turned live, they would just try and break each other.
Yeah,
so they
that's
were
what I
like,
heard.
like D'Elia would do a physical bit that should last like 8 seconds for
Yeah.
35. And it was so
I saw
over the
one
top.
where Bill Lawrence got his wife Kristen Miller from Scrubs fame and all of his other shows.
Yeah, she was in Cougar Town.
Yeah, Cougar
also
Town.
a Bill Lawrence show.
Yeah. But for the West Coast flight, he's like, for this one, you're just gonna grab his fucking junk, and she fucking went for it, and like he just shouts like, "Oh my god!" and like falls over laughing.
Yeah.
She's
Oh,
just
was that you said that was in
Undateable
Undateable?
Life.
Okay.
Yeah, like the East Coast one they didn't
Yeah.
do, and the West Coast one he's like, grab his fucking dick hard, and she's like, "I got you."
Because I want to say she's friends with Whitney Cummings,
Yeah,
like in real life and in that show.
yeah,
And dude, going back to that Friends with Judd Apatow show.
Yeah.
Like I've always enjoyed Whitney Cummings stand up, but her TV show like threw me because it wasn't good.
yeah. It wasn't that great.
But then I saw her do stand up again, and she did like
Do you know she made 2 Broke Girls?
yeah,
I didn't know
yeah.
that until like a podcast recently.
And she's executive producing something else that's very impressive right now.
Roseanne.
Okay, I take that back. Not,
Sam, it was
not
the
very
most watched
impressive.
show on TV for 6 weeks straight.
Then people should be watching Detroiters. You know, people should be watching comedy.
I love Detroiters.
It's so funny, dude.
So good.
So I saw Whitney Cummings do stand up for like 20 minutes, and it was very funny. And then at the end of her set, like people were clapping, and some girl in the front row goes, "Will you adopt me?" And Whitney does another 15 minutes, just like roasting that girl, and like she towards the end of it, she's like, "I need to go. I'm being very rude right now," because she was right in the middle of the set, just a hot spot. I think she was right before Judd.
Oh, sure.
Maybe right after, but yeah, just the fact that she could fall in and do another
Yeah.
15 minutes after she did what she'd planned. It was
Yeah.
very inspiring. But then there's this guy, Don Barris, who, if you guys have YouTube, check out the movie Windy City Heat. It's terrible. He's in it. I think he wrote it. I think he directed it. The dude did an hour and 15 minutes at the end of the Comedy Store night, just crowd work, just trying to make people uncomfortable. And I think they put him last because he can go for so long,
Yeah.
but he's also going to clear the room out. You know, like he did like 15 minutes just making fun of me and my, like, the guys I was there with, you know, and then he started making fun of somebody else, and she's like, "Oh, this isn't funny." She got him laugh.
it became me.
And then he'd like walk him out and like do stand up towards them until they were gone, and he's like, "All right, who's next?" And it was very funny. I don't think he's ever gonna get a TV show though,
No.
of his own.
A big thing now is talk shows.
Yeah.
Because of podcasts.
Yeah.
Now they're getting like some form of a talk show. I mean, like, I'm also just looking at like, like they created the Daily Show and the Colbert Report. Like they're just making more and more talk shows. Greg Barrett had a daytime talk show for
Sure.
a while, which
I
is
mean,
weird.
Pete Holmes had one for like 2 years.
Yeah, he had one for a bit that preceded or followed Conan. I can't remember which one.
Either way, if you give him that now,
Yeah,
that's a better show.
Conan got him that gig. Yeah,
I believe it.
it was Conan created that one. But yeah, like I would say like Jim Jeffries show, like that's
Yeah.
super good. And like obviously, like he has so many specials.
Michelle Wolf,
Michelle Wolf,
hers
yeah.
is great.
It's
Sarah Silverman's
Pretty
got
good.
her own
Yeah,
talk show, kind of.
she's always had like her shows. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like they're getting more and more popular, which is super. I think Ron Funches has one on CNN. No,
You might be thinking of W. Kumau Bell.
that might be.
He's got a show on CNN
Yeah,
where like he infiltrated the KKK and
yeah,
a
yeah,
bunch
yeah,
of other
yeah,
places
yeah.
like
Okay,
that.
Yep.
He has a new one
That's
on
racist to me,
Netflix,
it's
which I
okay.
really want to see.
Yeah, I saw that like education or whatever like that. First one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Private education.
Yeah.
Blank. Fill in the blank.
Have you seen Eighth Grade yet?
No,
I want to see it so bad.
dude. Bo Burnham is
He is
awesome.
by far my favorite comic artist, and I definitely use the word artist.
Did you like Zach Stone is going to be famous, his MTV show?
I liked it. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
I loved it. A lot of
Yeah.
people hated it, but those people were probably also people that watch MTV
Yeah, for
and
sure.
like thought it was bad. But
There was a bad audience for him, but
and he was just making fun of that, like
Yeah.
that style of show. You know that I thought it was really good.
I think he should, like it would have been. I think it would have thrived on like YouTube or something like that. It's
Absolutely.
always funny to me when I see people like the Variety articles saying like YouTuber Bo Burnham. I'm like, he fucking has not been on YouTube for
No.
like 10 fucking years.
Yeah, he recorded his first video at like 13, and he's now 27.
Yeah, like he released his first Netflix special simultaneously on YouTube because like of you gotta respect your roots or whatever.
Absolutely.
Then he released his music video, repeat stuff on there, but like beyond that, he's not posted anything. Just
No.
doesn't.
He had that like secret account, Man Rhubarb, for a while.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. But I mean, it wasn't really songs or anything. It was just kind of content behind the tour.
Yeah,
I mean, What is one of my favorite specials?
yeah.
Just-
I loved Make Happy.
Yeah.
I like
Was What before or after Make Happy?
Make Happy is the most recent one.
Okay. So that one full through
Yeah,
is amazing. You
Yeah,
know,
start
and he
to
hits you
finish.
at the end with that Kanye like sample.
Yeah, the Kanye rant. Oh shit, And
Awesome.
it's also so pretty. I've never seen a comedy special look that
Amazing.
good visually.
With the lights and everything and like the
Yeah.
choreography.
Mm-hmm.
Like Mulaney's new special at
Radio City,
Radio City's beautiful.
beautiful, looks
This-
great.
It's a 100 square yard stage,
Mm-hmm.
95 rows of curtains.
I think that might be his weakest special.
I would absolutely agree with that.
And I still laughed
Still
at
funny.
a lot of it, but like, I mean, when you're on the top, still having like an okay special is still fine.
Yeah, I don't know. He was playing to 20,000 people, something like that. Like Dane Cook can do it. You
I
know?
fucking miss Dane Cook. I'm throwing
Dude,
out
I
there,
do too.
Hot take, deviled advocate style.
Absolutely,
I
hit me with
fucking
it.
miss Dane Cook.
Dane Cook got me into comedy as a 7th grader.
Me was Louis Anderson,
Sure.
the
Yeah,
hometown
yeah, yeah.
hero.
He's great. He's
Comeback
super
kid.
funny.
Still great. Winning Emmys now, which is weird.
Yeah. Winning Emmys playing a woman.
But yeah, playing his mom is pretty much what he says.
He's so funny.
Because like literally, like we'll be like, "Oh, we want to do it like this." Like, how about I just do it like the way my mom would say it? And they're like, "Yeah, do that." And then like that's Emmy.
Yeah.
Emmy.
Did you ever read his book, Dear Dad?
I have all of his books.
Okay. Not very funny.
They're all right.
Yeah. More sad.
More anecdotal, yeah.
But
the F word or whatever. That's my mom loved that book. But my mom loved Louis Anderson. Therefore, I love Louis Anderson.
yeah.
Like he was a staple in our household for sure.
My parents hate comedy. So
really?
so there wasn't like I wasn't allowed to watch Who's Line, I wasn't allowed to watch The Simpsons.
Oh, see, yeah, my family like really embraced it. Like my dad still to this day. Like we were just hanging out early this week. We were watching some documentary called "Dying Laughing."
Sure.
I don't know if you've seen it yet. It's basically just like an interview style, like comics, just talking about the idea of stand up comedy and doing stuff like that. And like it's Kevin Hart, and it's like they're talking about like how they write down their ideas, and he's like just pulls out his phone with his notes. Like, yeah, I just got these notes. My dad looks at me, he's like, "What do you got?" And I whip out my phone. It's how I have my page of notes. I'm scrolling through, like same as Kevin Hart. And he's like, nice.
I can picture. I don't know what your dad is pictured like. Looks like.
Yeah.
I can picture him saying that. Just nice. Like, very, very you.
Yeah.
I don't know. Podcasting is a huge outlet for comics nowadays. It's kind of like I started the podcast to kind of get a grip on storytelling to an audience because the stage fright was too much for me.
Sure.
And like through this, I think I've come up with some really good bits. I think I've figured out how to kind of extend them into actual jokes.
Yeah, that's the hardest part.
And also, I've realized how stupid I am.
That's fair. I mean, we all are.
Yeah. Most of us don't have to listen back to it an hour every week.
Right.
But I get to.
It's hard to like listen through again. For like when I did my podcast, I was just like, I just don't want to. Like, I was gonna edit it, and I had a video and everything.
Yeah.
And I was gonna cut back and forth, and I was like, I am not gonna listen to myself talk for an hour and a half about Michael Bay.
I mean, yeah, it's a tough one to listen to, just based on the fact that it's about Michael Bay. But you're onto something.
Yeah.
And I think that's check out In Defense of the Genre.
Yeah.
On SoundCloud.
Yeah, it's just I did one test one, and I don't know if I'm gonna keep doing it. It's like one of those things where I like the idea, but like I feel like I need to have like a rotating amount of people on. I can't just do it myself. Definitely.
No, you definitely need to have like a guest weekly to defend or
to talk to with, and like they have to be in agreement with me.
Absolutely.
You have to agree with me when I'm on my own podcast.
Yeah, I mean, and you're on mine, and I don't agree with you at all. Everything you say, I say the exact opposite. Starting now.
Fine.
No, I don't.
No.
I do believe you. Yeah. I mean, I love podcasts.
Podcasts are tight. I mean, like, I don't like the solo ones usually as much.
They're a little tougher.
Yeah, like even like Chris D'Elia's, like, it's hard to like have him just like kind of go on like weird rants about his day-to-day life.
We get it, Chris. You go to coffee shops.
Yeah, we get it. The fucking open fucking toothbrush like a weirdo. Okay, yeah, we get it. Let it go.
Yeah, I mean, I really liked his until like 15 episodes deep.
There was like 75 now.
No, I know, but then there was at episode 15, I was like, this whole thing is just catchphrases.
Yeah,
like it's just Yakuda.
Yeah,
you know, the doink.
His new thing is serving up the Denny's Grand Slam on Twitter.
Yeah. I just followed him on Instagram today.
His favorite thing to do, one of his favorite things he says is he just searches his name without even looking for the tags, people talking about him.
Yeah.
It'll fucking like fire back with like disses and stuff. His favorite thing to do, he says, just serving out those Grand Slams.
I wish people would talk to me more so I could, hit him up and Grand Slam him.
He's getting popular. Like I don't like the whole like a lot of the rock star status attached to some community. Like Kevin Hart, like Dane Cook.
Yeah,
flew too close to the sun. Obviously.
Absolutely. Dane Cook called out the fact that he was going to sell out Madison Square Garden.
Yeah,
3 years before he ever started doing comedy,
which is insane.
Told his sister, "I'm going to do that," and he did it 2 separate shows, but 9 times.
Yeah,
overall, like 4 and 5.
Yeah,
unreal. Like, I mean, Fish does it 3-4 times a year.
Fish can lick my fucking butthole. Devil's advocate.
I really don't like that, Chuck. You know I like Fish, and I'm gonna have to end this with I'm gonna have to end this with a Fish song. And
it's just song.
It's just gonna be a 20. Yeah, I have to end it with a full song. So
it's actually the full concert from '75. Like it's really their best.
Oh come on, man! They formed in '87. Fuck off. One last thing to kind of talk about comedy related. We brushed on shows. We talked about the heavy hitters. Talked about a few comics here and there that we like. A lot of people that love comedy hate improv. How do you feel about it?
A lot of it is super fucking cringe.
Agreed.
Same
with everything though.
I think with improv the most though, it's the most diamond in the rough.
Yeah.
You really gotta sift for that gold.
Sure.
Like you really gotta fucking.
Well, and that's why I listen to Comedy Bang Bang.
Yeah.
Because they sift for me.
Yeah, sure.
You know, they just put the best on.
Yeah. So
And sometimes there's doozies.
a lot of the improv, like, especially like the local talent, you're just kind of like, oh man, it's rough.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, I like the idea of improv, but overall, I'm just like, I
have no interest in seeing a show at Brave New Workshop or Huge in town.
Mm-mm.
I'm gonna go through Huge. Like, I'm gonna take the classes into it.
Sure.
But like, we were in LA, and I lied earlier. I said the first time I saw comedy in LA was at the Comedy Store, but we got to catch an Ass Cat performance.
Yeah. So you weren't lying about seeing comedy.
No, definitely not. But like John Gabris was there, who's one of my favorite podcasters and improv podcast guests.
Sure.
And he never plays a character. It's just always some Long Island bro, which is even funnier because that's who he is. And then Betsy Sidero was there. And like, I don't know, just super funny to see. I got to bump into John after the show, and I was like, hey man, your podcast really makes me happy.
Then
He's
like,
like,
he went on your knees and like started like undoing his pants. Like, what are you doing? You're like, oh, I thought this is where this was going. Or what?
yeah. Isn't this what you do on Hollywood Boulevard West?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I love improvisational podcasts.
Sure.
And like Henry Zabrowski from Last Pod is definitely more improvised.
Yeah, he's
than
super
he is,
funny. Yeah.
You know, stand up, but
Yeah, I mean, like the good improvers are really good, but the bad improvers are really bad.
yes,
I don't like stand Fuck you.
That's the lowest hanging improv joke about improv you can do.
Right.
But yeah, we are coming up on the time limit. I'm calling it that, trying to keep them under an hour so people listen. Because I've heard a lot of people be like, I saw that it was an hour and a half, so I'm just not going to listen to that one.
Yeah, but like wrestling's super important. We should talk about wrestling. This is a wrestling podcast.
This is not a wrestling podcast. This is the furthest thing from it. If I have to talk about wrestling again on the podcast, I'm going to stop doing it. And so now all my guests are going to start talking about wrestling to try and get me to quit. But joke's on you. I'll never quit. I always like to wrap up with a fun little segment, a little mint, a little fun.
Yeah.
Called Heroes and Dummies.
Ooh boy.
Ooh boy. I always make the guest go first.
Oh, of course.
So you got and we always do dummies first and foremost.
I feel like I need to do 5 shots before I go on this fucking rant. Strap in, kids. So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do it like that. But wait, I have 2 dummies. We talked about a little bit before. I'm just taking over for a minute.
Please, it's all you.
This is the Chuck Shuck pod for the next 5 minutes.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone. Here we are. No, so my first one is I ordered pizza at work today because I'm a fat fuck.
We all are.
Yeah. I mean, I had full intention to crush that entire large, but I didn't get it, and I'll tell you why. So I ordered my fucking pizza. It was on special. Pizza Hut.
Sure.
Gotta rock that life. I know you're Papa J, man.
Oh, I
Papa
enjoy
bless.
Pizza Hut. I like any place that puts cheese inside the crust.
Yeah, they had a better deal. It was a cheaper pizza. And I was like, I'm gonna rock that and just hate my life for a little bit. It's fine. Shit it out later. So I order it, and then not 30 seconds after I hit order, I get a phone call. And it's the manager. She's like, hey, I don't have any delivery drivers right now. And I was like, okay. She's like, so, are you gonna come pick this up or what? And I was like, no. And like, how does a pizza delivery spot not have a delivery driver?
I understand, like,
I get busy. Like, if
Yeah.
you're like, hey, it's going to be a while, like, I get it. Like, you probably only have like 1 or 2 people usually, but like, having no one on staff?
I mean, yeah, maybe someone got sick and had to go home and they couldn't fill that shift, or there was a no-call, no-show or something.
Yeah. Also, who picks up a pizza at like noon on a Monday? Who goes to pick one up?
There's people. I mean, there's this guy, Gary,
Serial
who comes
killers.
in every Tuesday and gets his large pepperoni,
Yeah?
cookie brownie, and 2-liter of Mountain Dew.
Does Gary look the kind of guy that has like skin lampshades or what?
No, he's just a nice old guy.
That's
Like,
what they always say.
I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Boy, now I'm I'm gonna look at Gary a little differently tomorrow.
Check out his wallet. Make sure there's not a
I'll
nipple
do
on it.
I'll do an ocular pat down.
Yeah, make sure there's no skin on his wallet. Yeah.
But to try and run an establishment such as Pizza Hut, Domino's, or Papa John's,
Yeah.
fast food
The
delivery
trifecta, if
based,
you will,
yeah. Like Pizza Hut used to push their buffet, which I mean, keep doing it. It was great.
Yeah, shove it down my fucking throat.
But
Fatty's ready.
yeah, but I don't know. You're not gonna run a good business if you can't deliver pizzas. You know, like on busy days when we're telling people it's gonna be an hour and a half, 2 hours, I feel crappy. But that's not my fault that 80 people wanted pizza at 1:00 on a Monday,
Right?
for delivery, not carry out.
Yeah. So I got robbed of a pizza, and I don't know if I even got my money back. So I got the thanks for your order, and I never got your order's been canceled.
Yeah. So
So I probably lost fucking $15 on that shit.
give it 2 to 3 business days for your card info to go through. It's never an automatic thing. I've learned that.
Yeah, but you usually get like an email saying your order's been canceled. At least I do.
Okay, I don't know if we do that, but
Well, I'll find out.
either way, whoever was scheduling that store, and hey, it might have been my boss because he's been a dummy for how he schedules drivers.
Does he work at Pizza Hut now?
No, but I wouldn't put it past him. He's got a
Sabotaging the competition.
he's got a pretty heavy hitting baseball card buying addiction that he's relapsed on. So we'll get like 3 new baseball cards shipped to the store every day.
I want to judge, but like I used to competitively play Magic the Gathering, so.
But I mean, calling these an investment is like calling Pokemon cards an investment.
They're worth money, Sam.
I mean,
I'm not going to debate this with you right now. Okay, no hot takes on this. I will fight you with this microphone.
ouch. I don't want that to happen. That's
right.
a hard thing.
So to get real heated, we're going to go to my second dummy. If you, well, so
Yeah. Take 2.
Yeah, take 2. So we're going to talk about racists on Facebook. Strap in.
I'm gonna forfeit my dummy for this week just because this guy's
He's
a
also
constant.
Yeah, let's call him Connor. I don't want to use the actual name and give it the satisfaction. So Connor's a giant fucking twat monkey.
Yeah.
I mean, just as a person already. I mean, he used that awful Louis C.K. joke when we first met, like in the middle of a class. He goes like, "Hey, people, I don't know if I want to use the words."
So CK starts off a bit about the word faggot.
Yeah,
I'll say it.
you'll say it. Okay.
I'm not doing the bit. I'm not justifying the use of the word. But
Yeah,
and his bit is more or less.
yeah,
It's always meant dummy to me.
Not
it's always
gay,
gonna
yeah.
mean that. Mm-hmm. It's how I was raised, and so we have this suburban, middle class white kid
yeah,
who votes for Donald Trump.
yeah.
Is definitely a member of the alt-right online brigade.
Oh yeah.
He starts doing this bit in class one day, and it's just like,
And start butchering it too.
First of all, if you're gonna take CK's words as like
Gospel.
scripture,
Yeah.
you know,
Fucking bitch.
yeah, at least try and make it funny, like he did, or better yet, don't jack somebody's bit. You know,
Like we
Especially
wouldn't know
for,
that
like, hey,
fucking
yeah.
bit. Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to film school.
Yeah,
No
so
one's gonna. It'd be like if I wrote Clerks.
In community college art school, he thought it'd be smart to try and use faggot as a joke, which didn't go over well for him.
No,
I think the joke was, can you call someone a faggot if they're being a faggot? And we're like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Pretty much was the overall consensus.
I think somebody was like, "Hey, would you call the one black guy in the room
An N-word if they're being an N-word.
And yeah, that really flustered this alt-right
Oh, he
piece
got
of
scared.
garbage.
He got real scared. But yeah, this fucking bitch. I posted up about something about Chris Harbor getting his job back. And I was like, that seems kind of fucked up, but whatever. And then he's like, and I mentioned about James Gunn being fired,
Yeah.
which seems a little like, I get it, I guess, to a certain extent, but like also like it was like one of those things. He made bad jokes. He apologized. Then Disney hired him still after that, knowing that happened.
Sure.
But then that got traction again. Like he's saying fucked up shit, and then Disney fired him for even though they knew about it beforehand.
And this guy, the Mike Cernovich, this guy who dug up these tweets, he's a multiple time accused rapist.
Yeah.
He calls himself Weird Mike. He promotes this like guerrilla mindset and how like he doesn't believe terrible crimes against humans exist.
Yeah, he was like, oh, like that's not rape, or like rape feels good, or something like that, didn't he? Was that the same guy?
Yeah.
Patton Oswalt dug those up.
Really a terrible human being, and he gets a lot of support from people like this guy Connor.
Yeah.
I wish we could say his real name and just smear him.
I want to.
Dox him as their sub.
I just don't want to give him the satisfaction, pretty much. But so anyway, so you're like, oh, well, people are defending James Gilman, not defending Roseanne. I'm like, yeah, because Roseanne was like said something pretty fucking racist like during her job.
Yeah.
Like it's a very different thing or whatever. It's like, no, they're the fucking same. Like they're the exact same. I'm like, no, they're fucking not. Like, oh god damn it.
No.
They're not the same. This shit is fucking so different. Like you don't get it. Like you can't say racist shit and expect to have your job still. He's like, how is it racist? I'm like, she called a black woman a fucking monkey.
Yeah,
Like,
which is
you can't do that.
always been a bad thing to do.
He's like, well, how's that? Like that's like, he said it's like yeah, she said that, but like that's like people assumed it was like a racial intent. I'm like, because people have been doing that for fucking decades.
What's the other intent for calling someone a monkey?
Yeah, right. And so then he goes,
Other than you're just dumb.
yeah, he goes, I don't give a shit about the history. Is she or is she not a dead ringer for Helena Bonham Carter in Planet of the Apes? And first up, I don't think Roseanne Barr's ever seen that fucking movie, so she couldn't make that reference.
I can't imagine she has.
No one's seen that fucking movie. I had to Google it. I forgot it existed.
I didn't know what it was. Oh, come on. Ugh, I can smell that through my headphones. Yeah, I didn't know she was in that. I don't know if it was like
Tim
a
Burton
remake.
movie. Of course she's in it.
Sure.
It was a Tim Burton remake starring Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. But so I looked it up and like, dude, in no way looked the fuck even close to even looking alike. Just one's an ape and one's a fucking black lady. And he's like, no, they're a fucking dead ringer. And then it keeps posting pictures comparing. They're like, I don't know, they look pretty fucking similar. I'm like, okay, you're just justifying being racist at this point.
Yeah.
You fucking piece of shit.
Which this kid is.
Which I usually like to have people of differing ideals on my Facebook. I want to like decrease my echo chamber. I love hearing other ideals and stuff like that. But if you're being straight up just fucking racist.
No, I unfriended this guy from Facebook years ago.
Yeah, I mean he's the same kind of guy that just bitches about fucking PC culture when like representation happens. Like, okay, yeah, they had a gay character in Last of Us 2. Like, oh, they're just pushing this agenda on us. No, they're just trying to fucking make people exist and like that are like that in the real world.
Yeah, anti-female reboots.
People want to see themselves on the screen. That's why Kevin Smith did what he did. He made Clerks because he didn't see his friends on TV or on movies.
And representation matters.
Yeah, it matters to everyone. Especially people that have never been represented, like gays, lesbians, bisexuals, fucking minorities of all types.
Gender fluid?
Yeah, why not? Throw them in there too. He just had that show on Showtime, Billions or whatever.
Yeah.
For a gender fluid character. But no, it's just like, it's all super important to have these things because like we've been represented for fucking years. Like I love seeing Superman and Spider-Man because I can see myself, especially as Spider-Man, not my physique, but like my humor. Right. But like kids don't have that, and then they finally made a black Spider-Man, and like now kids love it, and like Black Panther was huge at the box office.
Didn't people hate the black Spider-Man?
White people hated the black Spider-Man
from Spider-Man 3 when
no,
Tobey Maguire started dancing all.
Oh no, I have a whole I'm working on a podcast about that. It's actually great.
I cried at the end of that movie.
Yeah,
when Harry gave up his life
to the wooden end. Oh, but no,
another movie ruined by 9/11.
Exactly. Thanks a lot, Obama. Oh wait, I mean Osama. I didn't. That's a joke. Either way, right? It's worth a tower. But no, they had Miles Morales, the black. They made a black Spider-Man.
Sure. Yeah.
Voiced by Don Glover on the TV show.
I love that he actually became Spider-Man.
Yeah,
after his
the
bit.
dream became
Yeah.
But then he played Miles Morales' uncle in Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Oh, okay,
his little kid. He's like, oh, I have a nephew who lives around here.
What do they call him, Uncle Ben?
Something like that. Yeah, probably Uncle whatever, Uncle Gambino. But yeah, so fuck Connor and his racist ass bullshit.
Absolutely. So. Guy went on like a 30-minute rant on Facebook Live about how male feminists don't exist. And just like, not everybody's out to get something.
Yeah.
He showed us this video of like him and his sister fighting one time.
Was it him actually beating off to a picture of his sister? I don't fucking believe that.
No.
Inbred piece of shit.
No, but I can also believe that. Don't fight your sister, man. Don't fight anybody.
He looks the kind of guy who would beat up his 5-year-old sister and be tough.
Yeah.
He looks like an abuser.
I'm
just throwing wild accusations. I'm not saying this. But people are saying it. I'm not saying it.
Guy's a grade A bean. He's not. I'm not even gonna give him beanbag at this point because I like a beanbag every now and then.
Yeah.
Guy's an idiot. He's he is a. I think one of the worst insults you can call someone is a dummy.
Yeah.
I truly do.
I want
Like-
to shit in his mouth. Okay, that's like what I want.
Okay, is that an insult or is that just
Yes.
a kink?
With my fucking awful shits, it's a fucking insult.
Okay, yeah. I don't want anybody's poop in my mouth,
Exactly.
let alone yours or Connor's.
Fucking Connor.
I don't know. I don't have any dummies that take the cake. Like
Yeah.
normally I let my guest go first so I can inevitably story top them. I'll just give you a brief delivery story, I guess, for this real dumb lady. So we have this delayed order for 17 pizzas. Means I'm carrying 17 pizzas at once. Pretty
So
heavy.
strong.
And so in the delivery remarks it says please call this number. It's the same number as she registered the account under, so it's like, okay, that's got to be her number.
I hope it's her number.
And then there's also 2 separate rooms, 6 floors apart. So I call her when I get there and it's her office phone, so she doesn't answer. Call her again, she doesn't answer. I'm like, okay, so she's not in her office. I'll go down to the 2nd floor room first. No one's there. I'm like 2 minutes late. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to call her a couple more times. I don't know what to do. I'll go up to the other room, but I wait to make sure that she's not running late too, because that happens. But you think there would have been a room full of kids she was trying to feed with 17 pizzas, not just an empty classroom.
It's all for her.
So I go up to the 8th floor.
Eat away the pain, fatty.
The room that she put on the 8th floor does not exist. So I carried 17 pizzas downstairs and 17 pizzas up to the 8th floor. I'm walking around the 8th floor looking for this room. It doesn't exist. 10 minutes later, I'm going back down to the 2nd floor because I'm like, all right, I'm just going to double check. Maybe they're down there. There's some guy, and he's like, oh, yeah. Those are for me. I thought I smelled pizza. And I was like, oh, it's probably just a ghost. And he laughed, and I was like, no, I was here 15 minutes ago. Kept calling, had 2 room numbers, nobody answered. And he was very apologetic, and he tipped me $15 and muchos preciados.
For sure.
But if you're an adult and you're ordering pizza and you specify, please call me, and you either put down a number that is uncallable because you're not there, or, and I'm just freaking mad, man, or you don't answer because I have an out-of-state phone number, you're an idiot. I hope that your phone explodes next time you go to make a call and you get brain damage because you're the dumbest person. I don't want to have to call you 3 times, text you, and leave you a message and say, hey, if you ordered pizza, I'm here. If you specified, please call when you get here. I don't like it. You're dumb. And also, if you're ordering pizza for a specific time, be there. Just be in the room you say you're going to be in. If you're ordering pizza and someone else is going to pick it up for you, put their phone number down. Okay. I don't know. So this lady, real dummy.
What a beanbag.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just glad they got their pizzas. I'm glad they tipped well. I mean, it's still less than 10%, but I'm not going to complain about that. It's free money.
What's customary at this
real
point
estate.
for you, your driver artists?
What do I want?
Yeah. What's I mean, like, what would you consider a fair tip?
I mean, if it's under $20, you should give them $3.
Okay.
If it's over $20, I'd say, 20 to 50, give them a $5.
Sure.
If you're spending like a lot of deliveries I'll take are like $500-$600 orders and they're getting 50% off. I know you're not paying for that pizza.
Yeah.
You tip 25% on the original total.
Okay.
If
Yeah.
you're not paying for the pizza, if you're getting it reimbursed, never tip on the discounted price.
Sure.
Don't give me
Right on.
25%. Don't give me 10% if you're saving 50. That is a bonkers ideal. And I don't think a lot of people think about that because they don't work in the industry or whatever.
Right.
But,
yeah.
if I'm walking away from, I don't know, if I'm carrying 2 bags, 5 to 10, I'm a big fan of like rounding up to the nearest,
Yeah.
so if the order is $42, I'm going to give you 50. If the order is 47, I'm going to give you 55.
Yeah. If the order's $9.15, you get 10.
Yeah.
I was rounding the
You
nearest
get
10.
nothing.
Yeah. So good.
Dick. I had this lady who was a dummy on one of the episodes, and she told me I could keep the change if I took out her trash. It was like literally 97 cents. It was not even a full dollar. Oh,
Fuck
that
you,
made
lady.
me so mad.
Just drop the. Yeah, I'll do it and just drop the trash right there.
But I mean, other than that, I don't really have any dummies this week. Nothing that tops like a racist scumbag.
Yeah, no blatant racist.
POS. But you got a hero?
I don't know if I have a hero this week. No heroes for me. It's been a rough start to the week so far.
Sure.
So no heroes yet.
Okay. Well, yeah, I don't really have a hero. My landlord had us house sit his dog, little like 16-year-old cutie named
I think
Chica.
she's 13.
13?
Because he said when she hits 15, he's gonna throw her a quinceanera.
Tight.
Yeah,
So either way, it was a fun time hanging out with the dog all weekend.
I love dogs.
But all right, guys, I gotta pee real bad, so I will talk to you later.
Woo!
I'm floating in the blimbalot. I feel the feeling I forgot. We're swimming weightless in the womb. We're bouncing gently round the room. In a minute I'll be free, and you'll be splashing in the sea. I feel no curiosity. I see the path ahead of me. In a minute I'll be free, and you'll be splashing in the sea. We'll hear a tiny cry as the ship goes sliding by. Free